Grace, girl, I love you dearly, but I think you are getting ready to make a huge mistake. Huge.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Greenleaf, Season 4, Episode 3. I think my Grace is getting ready to mess up. She's getting ready to mess up, honey, but whatever. Whatever. This one has to be done, I guess. Anyway, start right on off. AJ and Grace. She goes to the halfway house. She flew into Phoenix, goes to the halfway house. He doesn't know she's coming, and she gets there, and he comes out and show his whole entire ass. The whole thing. Just carried on. I said, oh my God. He carried on. She just took it. She just took it, and I'm like, I guess. And I'm torn because I understand some of his behavior, and for some of it, I don't feel sorry for Grace, but for some of it, I do. I mean, all of this carrying on, you kind of can't have it both ways. You either want to be bothered or you don't want to be bothered. But this thing about, I just want you to give me what I want and I want to mistreat you thing, I can't get down with it. I can't get down with it. You either mad and you want to be left alone, or you're upset and you want an explanation and you want to be bothered. But you can't have it both ways, little boy. That's a whole mess. That whole using thing, nobody owes you anything. It is what it is. Nobody owes you anything, especially not when you're acting the way that you're acting. It is what it is. I mean, an explanation, cool, but she don't owe you to pick up and give you what you want because you say you think she should. Mm-mm. Not acting how you acting. Anyway, again, torn. I understand some of his responses, but his requests, I don't understand. Anyway, Lady May sat with Bishop and told him about this dream she had about standing in front of a painting. Um, and she said the painting was ripped down the middle, and that Bishop was standing there with a knife with blood on it and saying he was sorry. He was saying that he was sorry. And he asked her, well, what does that have to do with me? And that's what she told him. She said, you have to apologize to the church. You need to apologize to the church. Because in her mind, everything that he has done, has the church really is against him. The church is all really for her. And to get the church back in his good graces, he needs to really apologize for everything that has happened. He told her, you need to keep your dreams to yourself. Now, when God comes to me, if he tells me I need to apologize to the church, then I'll do it. But until then, you keep your dreams to yourself. I said, ooh. Then we got Carissa and Jacob. She come on in there. She done did the Carissa, done whatever she wanted to do, and found that there's somebody that wants to buy the land, and they want to buy the land. They offered more than what they paid for it. Jacob's still torn because he doesn't want to get rid of the land. He actually went and talked to Bishop later on in the episode, and Bishop told him, listen, land is the closest thing to faith. And in 50 years, the land will be worth even more than it is now. Somebody will be willing to give you a shit ton of money. So do not give up your land. He said, and the whole issue is not about the land. It's about Carissa wanting you. And she doesn't want to be doubting you because you got this whole thing when you were cheating before, and then now you got this thing with Tasha and all of this stuff. You just need to love her more and let her know that you're actually there for her and that you love her, but don't get rid of your land. I said, okay, I agree. I agree. But I don't agree about the whole thing of her knowing that he loves her. I think she's just a control freak in general. And she keeps throwing up in his face. It just kind of goes all through. I'm your wife, and it's my land, too. I'm like, mess. Pure mess. Charity's running around the church feeling herself, okay? She met with, is his name Nathan or Nathan? No, I think Nathan is the baby. But I think the guy who's the choir director, I think his name was Nathaniel. But she was meeting with him, and there was this song. It was just so ugly, and they hated it. And she wanted to actually do an email to Judy, which happens to be Bob Whitmore's daughter. And she's really over all the music. This song is sung in all the H&H churches that there is every Sunday. And they want it moved into the program, and they both agreed that this song is just ugly. And it's said Child Charity said this is the, what does she call it? The whitest piece of ear trash. I said, oh, that I've ever heard. Child, the little guy gonna say, "Fix it, Black Jesus." I was like, they are a hot mess, a hot mess. But Miss Charity went on. She filled herself, baby. She went on and did the email anyway. After he begged her not to, he said, "I'm supposed to run everything through Gigi. I'm supposed to talk to Gigi. I'm not supposed to ever approach Judy." She gonna go on and email Judy some little nasty letter, baby. And um, old Nathaniel, the other, that's Nathaniel. No, Phil. Sorry, not Phil. Phil rolled up on Charity, baby, and told her ass off. Told her, you need to grow up. You don't email Judy. Period. You gonna sing the song, and that's it. And then she gonna say, "Do you know that Gigi's in Phoenix?" And he's like, "No, I didn't know that." She gonna say, "So now do you feel bad about going off on me?" He's like, "I'm sorry, you know, about going off on you, but thanks for telling me." I said, "No, you ain't throwing Gigi under the bus to try to get in with Phil with your bull crap." And then it's all wrong because here he then got all paranoid. He calling around trying to see. He thinking that Gigi is trying to talk to Phil without him knowing. Gigi ain't got nothing to do with Phil. Well, not Phil, Bob. She ain't think about Bob. And I said he gonna really cuss Charity out, but we didn't get to it. But I said he gonna cuss Charity out for real because like she playing with him. Because he don't like her. He gonna screw her though. You just watch. He's gonna screw her because everybody screws her. She's so stupid. Anyway, this woman named Miss Williams that Gigi had been working with, she had come in. She all distraught, doing too much like church people do. The meeting's supposed to be the next day. What you down here today carrying on like you run around like a chick with your head cut off and then sit your ass down? Just being a mess. Phil gonna step in. Baby, that Corinne slid back, baby, in that office and called Lady May. Lady May and Bishop went on down to Miss Williams' house. Girl, what's going on? What's the tea? You know, and Lady May's still on one. The woman said she didn't want to talk to them. So I don't want to talk to y'all. Phil took care of me and everything's fine. He's going to accompany me to the meeting that Grace was supposed to accompany me to, and all of this. So she tells Bishop, you go on out and you warm up the car for me while I talk to Misty. Baby, that Misty got her, told her, look, don't embarrass yourself and me. Just let it go. She's like, no, what do you mean? She says, honey, listen, let me tell you something. When we voted, we didn't vote for the bishop to be gone. We voted for you to be gone because everybody kind of believes that you knew all along what Mac was doing to those girls. Baby, when I tell you May's face was so cracked. Her face was so cracked and shattered. I said, and meanwhile, you've been deflecting and putting it over on Bishop. And she shocked me because she ended up talking to Bishop and she actually admitted to him, the dream wasn't for you, James. It was for me. It was a warning. And that's what she says. She says, do you believe that I knew? He's like, no, I don't believe that. No, you didn't know. She's like, do you think that maybe I really did? And I just kind of like, just put it out of my mind. He, assured her, no, 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 no. But I believe she knew. But anyway, so all of that was that. Now Gigi's still in Phoenix, running around trying to find an apartment because there was like a fight that broke out at the halfway house that she seen, and she was like, mm-mm. And her and AJ had actually sat down, and he was basically telling her that he ended up doing 5 years for breaking and entering, and all he was doing was breaking into houses, in fact, trying to find things to steal to get money, and basically just trying to be safe and trying to have a, to be off the streets. And I'm like, there's more to his story because you were adopted. There was an adoptive family. What happened with you in that adoptive family? See, there's more to his story. And he just all torn up. He ain't even just rough around the edges. He's just all torn up, just all raggedy ass. So I don't trust all of what he's saying, but she was on it trying to get him this apartment. Of course, she was having a hard time because he's a felon. He did 5 years. So she's like, I'm gonna stay until I get it together. Well, once all this stuff happened, and May ended up calling and was like, Gigi, you better get your ass home. I don't know what you're doing, but you're supposed to have this meeting with her, and she didn't forget. So she goes back and tells AJ, I gotta go. And he snaps out. He was just starting to open up to her a little bit. He snaps out, tells her, just leave me alone. Just go away. I'm sorry I was ever even born. Just leave me alone, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm so sick of him. And, she's over there feeling all bad. She ends up going back home. Meantime, between time. I knew then, I said, Gigi, I know what you're doing, and I don't want you to do it. I see where we're going, and I'm hating it. I am hating it. I'm hating it. She ended up at the end of the episode calling him, and he took the phone call, and he's still like, what? All that shit. I want you to come home. I said, oh, no, 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 no. You're going to make a big, huge mistake because now you're going to out yourself, which is going to have the people side-eyeing you. It's going to cause a whole problem for you and the whole Greenleaf clan. And, I mean, everything's going to be ignited. It's going to be a mess. Watch. Her and Lady May going to start to going at it. Charity going to be talking to her like she ain't shit, calling her a hypocrite. But her and Lady May is going to be going at it. And then her being shady, talking down to her about her secrets, is going to make her tell Lady May's secret about the fact that she ain't really Bishop's daughter. It's going to be on and popping. That little AJ is going to bring a whole lot of problems, and he ain't going to be that nice to deal with either. Because turning into a nice new little rich boy, he's going to be a whole mess. A whole mess. If you don't get in there and screw that doggone Zora, because she's so hot in the puss. She done went on down there to meet the little ball playing guy, and he had his little girlfriend with him. And she came in right away giving Zora the blues because she could see her. Said, bitch, you not get my man, honey. You can go right on money bags and go sit down. Her and the little girlfriend get to, just chit-chatting along whenever he was off talking to Jacob. So the two of them were talking. Honey, I said, and I knew I didn't like that little girl. Something about her just didn't sit right. She's just too flippant. Next thing you know, baby, she's a whole lesbian, baby, and ready to turn Zora out. And Zora's so stupid that she's all open for it. I said, oh, Lord, now she's going to go down the lesbian train. Miss Zora, girl, sit down, sit down, sit down. So that was it. Good as usual. A whole lot. It was a whole lot. But we got through it. I'll catch y'all next week. And Miss Charity, girl, stop feeling yourself. Go somewhere and sit down.